Do dark spirits actually live among us? I'm trying to find where the trail of this thought leads to, saying that dentists and doctors and nurses and teachers have dark spiritual stuff going on. I'm not sure where your train of thought is coming from, so let's just try to remediate this from the very beginning. When we think about spirit energy, our minds will create any kind of separation just so we can understand it. Meaning that this is good and this is bad, this is righteous and this is unrighteous, but this is all subjective, and I'm going to help you out. What does subjective mean? Subjective means that I am the very center of the subject. It's coming from my perspective, me as the subject. And if this is still having a hard time connecting for you, look at our modern politics. One side will say this is what is right for the country, and the other side will say this is what is right for the country. Those are two different perspectives on what is righteous and what is unrighteous. So now let's take a look at how that connects to spirit. There is no such thing as dark spiritual energy. It does not exist. The idea that spirit can come forward and present itself as dark is about us understanding how our trauma and our bias can completely manipulate our perspective of what higher intelligence is. When you are already baited and prepared to perceive something in dark form, you are then tuning into presentient energy coming forward. Let me help you out. What does that mean? I have a preconceived idea of what this information is already going to be. You are having a visceral reaction before anything actually manifests. So what we're striving to do is to educate you, to amplify you, to get you to understand things just a little bit differently. And I know where this sentiment comes from. It comes from scripture, and it comes from verse, and it comes from interpretation from man. I totally understand that. But the wonderful thing about man's interpretation is that you get a chance to change that. You would get a chance to change that. And you don't ever have to take my advice. You really don't ever have to do that. I hope that you do. I hope that you do.